friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today I did yet another 3 looks 1 palette video, this time on the Afrique palette by Juvias Place. Disclaimer before we start, I know that I'm going to butcher most, if not all, of the names in this palette during my voiceover. Sometimes I might just say the blue shade because I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, so we're just gonna let it live, alright? Alright. So normally with new palettes and new things that I get that are new in the makeup world, I do an in-depth first impression and review, but I asked you guys on Instagram stories maybe a week ago if you guys prefer in-depth first impressions or if you'd rather me just jump straight to doing a 3 looks 1 palette with maybe a brief review in it, and it was pretty much 50-50, so I figured maybe I'll just switch it up every time just depending on what it is. And I just did an in-depth review on the Zodiac collection with Kathleen Lights and Colourpop, so now I figured this time I would do a 3 looks 1 palette with a brief review. So at the end of this video, just let me know what you prefer. And I also ran a poll on Instagram if you wanted to see an in-depth review or a 3 looks 1 palette, and again, it was like 50-50. So I just had to make a decision. But I hope you enjoy this video. As you see, I did a really colorful look using the blue, green, and yellow in the palette. I did this awesome cranberry gold smoky eye, and then I did a really cool green and purple look. This is what the palette looks like on the inside. It is absolutely stunning. I love that there are bright colors in here, but there are also plenty of neutrals for those of you who don't like to wear a lot of color. Don't be too intimidated. So I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you at the end of the video. The first thing I'm doing is taking that blue shade, I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'm just going to start building that up in my outer corner. This shade was giving me a little bit of trouble, and you'll see that later on as well, but it just took a while to try to build it up to even a little bit of the intensity that I wanted to. Next, I'm taking that green shade Niger, and I'm going to run that through the center portion of my crease, kind of up into the blue shade, but still leaving the blue shade as blue as possible. But again, the blue was giving me trouble, so don't worry too much about that. Taking that yellow shade Aya, I'm going to start running that through the inner portion of my crease and blending it up into the green just like how we did before, and then just repeating the steps with the different colors until it's all blended the way I want it to. And again, this blue is just not wanting to stick, so I just kept packing it on and blending it out until it looked semi-decent to how I wanted it to. And then I'm just taking a makeup wipe to clean up the edges so it's nice and precise. Next, I'm taking Angelique, and I'm just going to pat that all over the lid. And then I'm going to take my various brushes to help blend the edges again. To kind of rectify the blue situation, I'm taking my NYX glitter primer and the Orglamix Lucid Dreams Loose Chunky Glitter, and I'm going to pack some of that glitter primer and that glitter in the outer corner of my eye. I used to do this technique all the time and I absolutely love it, and it's such an easy way to fix shadows that don't want to blend the way you want them to. Next, I'm taking the Pixi Endless Silky Eye Pen. It's a dark blue color, I don't remember the name. And I'm running that under my lower lash line and a little in my waterline, and then just blending it out with a clean pencil brush. And then I'm taking a more precise brush and taking more of that blue shade and just smoking it out really close to that lower lash line. Taking Angelique again, I'm popping that in my inner corners before grabbing my Black Moon Gemini lashes and my Juvias Place Afrique liquid lipstick. This was my first time using one of their liquid lipsticks, and I actually really enjoyed the formula, and the color is awesome too. I love these primary colors together. Taking that first green shade Niger, I'm just really going to start smoking that out all through my crease, just being kind of messy with it, really blowing it out. I just want it to be nice and green and grungy. And then just taking a more precise blending brush, I'm going to pack it heavier into the crease and do pretty much the same thing, just trying to build up that shade and then just blending it out so there are no harsh lines. I cannot say this word, but I'm taking that dark sparkly purple shade and I'm going to just start packing that all over my lid with my finger. And then picking up that blending brush from earlier, the more precise one, and I'm just going to help blend those edges out as well. With a pencil brush, I'm taking some of that green and beginning to smoke that out under the lower lash line as well, just building up the intensity slowly. Taking a flat shadow brush, I'm just going to start packing that shimmery purple right up into the lash line, just to help kind of mimic what we have going on the lid. Taking Togo, that sparkly green, I'm going to pop that all through my inner corner, kind of big, kind of messy, and then taking Angelique just to pop that right in the very inner portion of my inner corner. Picking up my Natalia lashes from House of Lashes and my Aquarius Ultra Glossy Lip from Colourpop. I'm going to just pop this on my lips, and that'll be it for this look. Going in first with the shade Kissy, I'm going to just start running that through my crease as my transition shade, nothing crazy or new here, and also running it a little under my lower lash line as usual. Next, picking up Cameroon, I'm going to do pretty much the same thing, but also focusing it a little bit in that outer corner, just really focusing on blowing it out, upper and lower lash line, and then taking that first brush to help blend out the edges. Next with the shade Bin 2, I'm kind of going to do the same thing, but again, just focusing it a little tighter in the crease, a little tighter in that outer corner, and a little tighter under that lower lash line. And then again, just blending it out with brushes that I used previously. With the shade Fifi and my finger, I'm just going to pack that on the outer half of the lid, a little bit into that Bin 2 shade that we used earlier, and blending it out with that same brush. With Kofi, that gold color, I'm going to pop that on the inner half of the lid, and then just going back and forth between the metallic burgundy and the gold until they blend really pretty on the lid the way I want them to, and then just picking up that brush again to help blend out the edges. Picking up Angelique, I'm going to pop that in my inner corner, and then I'm going to pick up my NYX Matte Liquid Liner and draw a really big wing. You know the drill with that. Totally optional, of course. I'm going to pick up my Natalia lashes from House of Lashes and my Dose of Colors Los Angeles liquid lipstick, and I'm going to pop that all on my lips, and that'll be it for this last look. That's it. Those were all of my looks. I really hope you enjoy them. Let me know which look was your favorite. Don't know which one was my favorite. I'm really digging this one actually, even though this is the most basic of the three. So, brief little review on the palette. This is $20, you get 12 shades. That breaks down to about $1.67 per eyeshadow, which is a really good deal. For the most part, Juvia's Place has my favorite eyeshadow formula ever. However, with this palette specifically, I had a little bit of trouble with the blue shade. I mean, you saw that in the first look, I even explained it in the voiceover, but I was having a lot of difficulty trying to build up that shade in my crease and trying to make it look blended. I don't know, that shade just did me wrong. That's why I ended up throwing glitter all over it. Other than that, all of these shades blended really well. This isn't my favorite yellow in the world. I've definitely played with better yellows, but all the metallics are awesome. All the other mattes were awesome that I used. I think the only thing I didn't use was this orange shade, and I'm sure that's fine because it's just a warm orange. So for the most part, I really like this palette. It was just kind of that blue shade and this yellow shade that were a little not there for me, but even with those shades not counted in this palette, I still really like it because this green is bomb. Such a good green. I feel like with Juvia's Place, people buy these not only for the formula, but because they're basically a work of art. They are just such beautiful palettes. So if you were a Juvia's Place collector, I think you'll enjoy this palette. If this was going to be your first Juvia's Place palette, I would probably recommend some other palettes instead of this one. My favorites include the Magic palette, the Zulu, and the Festival. Honestly, all of their palettes that I've used have been awesome, and this one's not bad. Again, it's just that blue shade's kind of not the best. Do any of you have this palette? Or any of you planning on getting this palette? Let me know what you think. Again, let me know how you prefer me doing these new releases. If you like that I'm doing 3 looks 1 palette with a brief review or just full on in-depth first impressions. Because at least with this, I've used it many times now and I have more of my thoughts together. So, you know, just let me know. I'm not going to keep rambling. The whole point of this was a brief review. Brief. Anyways, if you enjoyed this 3 looks 1 palette video, give it a thumbs up so I know to make more. I love filming these. They are a lot of fun for me. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's beautbean. I post every single day and I run polls and stuff a lot so we can bounce ideas off each other and you'll know what's coming out next. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I post every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Let me know what videos you want to see on my channel. Thank you so much for watching and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.
Well, thanks, Ashley.
Get out of my camera! Kanade!
That means that you and I are...
Oh my gosh. This is what the palette looks...